Hey, what's up, everybody? Hitman BK. We're back. I feel good. I'm alive. Oh my gosh. The sickness has waned. It feels good to be able to talk again. We got a podcast coming out today, and I have been playing a lot of Diablo 4. Even though we're not a Diablo 4 channel, doesn't matter. I make these videos covering the things that I like, doing the things that I like. All the things. So I wanted to kind of cover the general notes on the season 2 of the vampire stuff, how it kind of works, what I figured out. We're already almost at level 60. It's been fun. And I've got quite a few tips and tricks to share with all of you. And I hope you're all enjoying it. I definitely think now's the time to jump back into Diablo 2. Oh my gosh, I just called it Diablo 2. Now's the time to jump back into Diablo 4. It is nothing like Diablo 2, so disregard that. I hope you're all having a wonderful freaking day, man. Thank you all again so much for all the support. If you like all this stuff, you enjoy hanging out here, hanging out with me. I know I'm not your usual YouTuber. I do things a bit differently. This is a hobby for me. I'll be honest with you, right? I'm not full time, so I'm a small creator, and I like it that way. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment, talk to me. I'll talk to you. Join the Discord. We've got a clan here in Diablo 2. You're welcome to be a part of. And yeah, let's get right into it. Yeah, join that FC Cub. Join that FC club. Come join the filthy casuals. All right, I'm obviously feeling really good now. I really am. I'm feeling good. Okay, what do we got? Diablo 4, all the QOL changes everyone already knows about, but this is the video on what you need to know for the Season 2. So there's a lot of changes here. There's a lot of really good changes, and we're going to kick it off first with the vampiric powers. This is a really cool system, and it's also very easy to use, and some of this stuff is incredibly potent. I mean, like, just metamorphosis in general actually is an incredibly fun skill. I can show that off too. I'll go somewhere and show you all this, but essentially when you invade, you turn into like all these bats, and you go through people. They get a little red skull above their head saying they have a curse. Kill those people, suck their souls, shoot their souls out of you. Yeah, that happens. And then you get things like this Sanguine Brace, which every time you kill an enemy, you fortify. I've got both these at level 3, so they're a bit higher at their stats right now. But yeah, as you can see, you kill an enemy, you fortify for 6% of your base life. While you have more fortify than half your maximum life, you gain 8% critical chance strike or whatever. So yeah, it's an incredible skill. It's very powerful, and there are a bunch. But how these work is if you hover over them, I mean, if you click on them, you'll see they all have these activation costs, and those costs are tied to your total packs that you see up here. So you see I have 9 of 9 means to activate all these powers I needed 9 of ferocity, I needed 3 of divinity, and 4 of eternity. And you see these in conjunction with your character gear. So all your gear pieces except for your jewelry and your weapon, your boots, your pants, your arms, your chests, and your head. And you can kind of see how many packs I have on each of these. And what's really nice about it is when you scroll over to your vampiric powers and see you're missing something, you can actually, I just hold on to these. I've got an acid tincture, which will completely remove all of them. And then I can kind of rebuild it. And you can just kind of click and then see like, hey, if I needed one, I could go ahead and drop this on any one of these pieces to go ahead and, I'm sorry, I could drop it just on this one. Okay, cool. Like I needed that. I could put it on my arms to get probably one more. I think arms made whole 5, and then it's not going to let me do anymore. Or I could acid tincture any one of these and completely clean them out to then try to hit these numbers, because there are some big ones, right? Like metamorphosis is big, and the one I really like, this Moonrise, takes 6 of the ferocity. But this is huge for me in the build I'm doing, how much I use basic skill, and it can be, these things are really, this is nothing like season 1, at least in my opinion. The vampiric powers actually feel good to use, completely break builds, and it just makes for one hell of a good time. Not only that, but then you have potent blood, that you would get through honestly, if you want to farm these events and you want potent blood, pull up your map and go into the green. They're kind of like helltides, but they're for vampires. Just go into here. Matter of fact, we'll fast travel now. These are the best place to farm potent bloods. It's honestly some of the best places to farm early experience and to also farm a lot of legendaries, and you can get unique drops. It happens pretty often in the big events, and the big event is this skull you see right here, this green skull. You go to that bad boy. A lot of people are starting to do this now. It's called a blood harvest, and there are just tons and tons and tons and tons of vampires in there. It's honestly a great ability. But yeah, event. Back to this. So when you're in here, you can use your potent blood to upgrade all of your powers. But if you escape out of this, it's going to choose it for you. So never do that. If you click on this, you need to spend it. So find what it is you want to spend it on. Sometimes you don't always get what you want because it just randomly picks the 3 and allocate that XP. If you escape out, it will choose for you. So do not do that unless you just don't care. But yes, that's pretty much how that works. There's also a board in most towns that you can go to. Excuse me, sorry, I do have a cough still a little bit. This hunter board, where as you kill monsters in the blood harvest zones to increase your reclaim, you can start picking up these items, and some of them are actually pretty good, so it's very much well worth it. Yes, so if we were to take our little horse here, I did not mean to jump off of it, and head to this thing, I can show y'all. You know, I'll tell you what, like, let me just show you here, like, how awesome this ability is, because it really is quite cool, y'all. So if I was to jump through these guys, I killed them. I didn't mean to do that. So you see how that, well, I killed them too. These guys are too weak for me. Well, we're gonna free him. He doesn't deserve to be in a cage. So if we teleport right there, you get that little skull, and you suck all of those up, you kill a bunch of them. Every time you kill somebody, one, it essentially puts almost like a vulnerable on them. It debuffs them, and then once you have enough of them, you can I can use my flame shield, and it throws out all of those souls. It is just cool. I call them souls. I mean, that's what they are. They're basically souls, y'all. The souls of the damned. But in here, it doesn't look like it's activated. Yeah, so you put in essentially 150 blood lures, and this will spawn an absolutely insane event that is well worth doing and farming an absolute ton of legendaries, and you can have a chance at uniques. That's kind of that loop. So one loop of the new season is farming the currency to upgrade your vampiric abilities. Not only upgrade them, but buy them. Slotting your vampiric powers, and then going to that board and buying the abilities that you can't, like, see already. I just went in there and I got some more. So like it's just great. Like it's honestly a lot of fun, and it feels good. But not only that, they changed a couple of things here that I thought were really, really good. And one is when you're in here and you get a ton of, this is especially if you're trying to rank up early, it directly connects you and you get a ton of XP done for your Tree of Whispers. So you're almost gonna be in here. So like you can already see, like, especially early on, I mean, I hit 60, y'all, in no time. And it was because I did the new campaign, which is fun, the little vampire campaign. And 2, you go in here, you stay in this area, you get 5 Grim Favors, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you get 12 Grim Favors just being in here, and you're gonna do it just by killing things. And as you're doing that, you're also getting XP from killing things, especially if in your season, in your blessings, you go over the urn of aggression. So you're going to get bonus XP from monster kills. So you're going to be getting bonus XP from monster kills from that. You're getting the whispers done. And then you're activating this blood harvest with other people in there and getting a ton of drops to help you create your build, grow in power, all of that. And then you're going to hop over to the whisper tree here. And you're getting something else. You can get this in other places, but this is honestly the place. But every time you come in here and you get these whisper caches, I don't have one right now, but you're gonna get pieces that look like this. Inside your consumables, right now all I have is a gurgling head, but there's a head, a hand, and a bone. And what that is gonna do for you is for this new fight, which is in here, this malignant burrow. This is one of the new bosses that appear in World Tier 3 and in World Tier 4 that you can farm. And it is, I believe, is his name Varshan? I think it's Varshan. I forget. Oh, y'all, I just left. It is the Season of the Malignant boss. And when you come in, and it is so easy. This is another great thing, honestly, in my opinion, for this. It's like no BS. You just come in here. You don't even have to kill the damn enemies, to be honest, y'all. It's just a big circle. It's a malignant tunnel. So if you didn't even play the Season of the Malignant, the upside is you don't have to do the boss, to have done the boss, because you're going to get him in here. And when you do those loops, right? So we're talking about the loop here, and you get those caches, and you can come to this altar, and you can actually summon him as many times as you want and farm him, even in World Tier 3 for uniques. We played him 4 times. It was just me and a buddy of mine. We played him 4 times, and in those 4 times, I got a unique, and my buddy got a unique. So that was 50-50. I mean, I played it twice, and I dropped one for me. He played it twice. I think he actually might have gotten 2 uniques out of this. So that's just cool. So not only are you going to be farming for XP and farming for the currency to upgrade your vampiric powers, and then getting amazing drops, legendary drops, just a ton of them. And I've gotten a unique from that blood event, that from this event right here, from the blood harvest. You're also going to be getting the whisper caches, and the whisper caches are going to give you stuff to go into the malignant burrow and farm that boss. Not only did they add that, which I thought was a great system, because it creates a reason to do Tree of Whispers. Not only did that change, but over here you have Hall of the Penitent. This is another area just like the Malignant boss that is another boss you can summon. And to summon this one, you actually are going to use these things. This right here is called Living Steel. The Living Steel key. You need 2 in World Tier 3. And you're gonna need 5 in World Tier 4. And the way you get those, there's none up right now, but is the helltide events. This is really cool. So it's actually worth doing helltide events, because it's another boss you can farm for uniques. And the way that works is where it looked like for me, where the mysterious chest was, which is now 250 of the helltide currency. Near that was a living steel chest. It takes 300 of the helltide currency, and when you do that, you get 2 boss fights, you get a big chest, you get a ton of loot, and you get a key. So essentially you need 600 of those currencies to get the 2 keys to then go farm that boss, which is another place to farm uniques, which I think is just fantastic. It actually gives you a reason to do helltides outside of just the gear drops. Like it's increasing your chances at uniques, not only from opening the chest, fighting the bosses, but then giving you the keys to go after a named boss fight, which is just like, I mean, how is that not a win? And on top of all of that, the changes to the leveling is so much faster. It has been amazing. Compared to what I played in Malignant, I left. I wasn't a fan. I'm so happy to be back. It feels really good. Nightmare dungeons feel good. I'm already running tier 15s without a problem. I've got a nice like little fire build going on here with this vampiric man. Yeah, so that's really good. Sorry, y'all. The new event is good. The vampiric powers are good. It's so easy to farm. You can see I've already almost got 10 million gold. trying to think of the other loops here. Every 3 hours, world bosses will spawn, which feel really good. And yeah, I think that's really all I wanted to cover in this. The big things were the reasons why the helltide and these blood harvest events are well worth doing. They're not, I do not skip them. Farm blood harvest as much as you can, and how that entire loop works with the whispers, the pieces to get to farm the malignant burrow, the pieces to get to farm the hall pitnet. And this is just world tier 3, mind you. I'm not in 4, and in 4 there are a whole other subset of bosses and in-game grind to go after, which I'm just judging from how world tier 3 is working. I think it's going to feel really good. The horse feels good. I don't have a lot of negative things to say outside of just some bugs and hitches. Crossplay is back, which is great. Yeah, I think if every season adds an event like this, man, I'm gonna be all in, because it just feels so good to play. It is so much fun, which is how it should be. Like, these games should be just fun to grind, because that's all they are, right? Yeah. Sound off in the comments if you have any questions. I think that kind of covers the biggest changes I've noticed so far, and why I think it's worth logging in, and how they've kind of made caches, helltides, and the blood harvest and something you actively want to do and farm, because it feels rewarding. And that's what's most important, is if you're going to create things that you have to farm, it's always good to make them feel really rewarding. And pretty soon I'm actually going to go ahead and tackle the capstone. I think we could probably do it once we hit maybe one more level and go into world tier 4 and see how that feels. Yeah, but if you like this, make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'm going to continue to make Diablo videos. I'm probably gonna make a build video on this fire sword, because it's so much fun. Yeah, and I think we're gonna just continue doing some Diablo stuff. We'll obviously still have Remnant stuff and other things coming down the line. Yeah, it's happy Friday. Thank you all so much, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. Later.